screen. We got to get into the live thing. Well, just so everybody knows, here's the situation with the stream. The quality's not very good, and you are going to be delayed from us. Obviously, we're not going to see what you guys say for a bit, so there's a little bit of a delay. But, or say hi, buddy. Say hi. Hey, he's a baby. So, as soon as this computer loads, we will get questions rolling.
Rolling on the river.
It's really not loading. Go ahead and start typing questions. As soon as this thing loads, we'll get to them. Are you going to answer questions, buddy? Are you going to answer questions? Yes, you are. You're going to answer your questions.
I better be going to sleep here in a minute.
No. Let's turn this up just a bit. Okay. We've got nothing going in the chat yet.
That's 0 watching, it says.
Well, it's loading. Let it load. We need to let it load. 701.
Boop, 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 ba-doo-wah,
Hey, buddy.
boop, boop, boo-doo-boo, 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 boop, 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 boo-doo-boo.
Yeah, that's right.
It's green.
It's green. Okay, it already says that we're having drop frame issues, which we shouldn't be. I wonder why it says we're having drop frames. Didn't we get this already figured out earlier?
It's 10%. For watching. Hello.
For watching. Let the questions begin.
It says this stream is offline.
It does not. Where does it say that?
Right there.
Oh, this hasn't started yet. The stream health is green, honey.
Wait,
that means
so
it's good.
this hasn't started yet, so they haven't even seen us yet?
No. Aha! Jeremy is here, but it's just Wayne.
Yes, the one who won something.
Yes. Yes, look. Okay. Fire away. Fire when ready with the questions. If the stream for any reason doesn't work we're out in the forest, so we don't get, the internet's not very good. If for some reason it cuts and it doesn't work, we will go back through the questions and we'll make sure that we get the questions answered, and you can go back through and watch the video later and catch up on the questions at that time.
There you are.
Do you see yourself? Can you see yourself in the screen? Yeah. We should get you a toy.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The toys are right over there.
No, we could do that.
So we're 4 minutes in, and we're just kind of sitting here.
We're just sitting here. I think there's some people in here. We just haven't got any questions yet. I hope we're not that far behind.
Well, it just started. So 4 minutes behind.
This says I'm getting drop frames. I don't like it.
I don't know what that means.
That.
We'll trig it back down to 5 for sec. A?
Hello, eh? Oh, Adrian, you lucky, lucky guy, you. Winning all the stuff. So, it is laggy. Yes, it is. We apologize for the lag, but we don't have good enough internet. We may not be able to do the live streams from the house. We thought we would try it once because we did it in Philadelphia and people really liked it, but we had better internet there. So I hope it's not too bad. I've got the frames down a lot, so we're almost kind of in slow motion. But like I said, I hope it's okay. If it's really bad, you guys can go back and watch the video later, and we'll answer questions. So go ahead and write any question you want in the comments, and we will get to answering questions. First off, we have.
What was the average weight of your pack? When we started, you were at 38 and I was at 33.
That's when we started.
When we ended, you were at 35 and I might have been at 25. That was obviously with no food though, because we ended.
If we answer the question, average about 35 pounds. Maybe in between 35 and 40 pounds. But we don't specialize in ultralight hiking. We were more the hikers that said, well, whatever we put on our back, eventually we'll get used to it. So you can do it a lot lighter than that, I'm sure, and there's a lot of gear out there that'll help you. But for us, we thought as long as you can, lift it for a while, your body will just get accustomed to it. So yeah, 35 to 40 pounds was our average
I was
weight.
probably closer to 30 to 35.
It's cutting out like earlier. Well, there's not. This may be what we get, you hosers.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a Canada thing. Canadian thing.
Canadian?
Yeah.
Candida?
Canadia.
Candida is a fungal infection.
Did you say Canada has a fungal infection?
Not exactly. I feel bad.
That it's cutting out?
Does McDonald's have better internet than us?
We're not going to McDonald's parking lot and sitting in there and streaming from the parking lot.
He says, I love my hiking Viking.
Yeah, because the stream just went red. Why is it? It was working good today. All right.
It's raining.
No, it was raining today. Question?
It still says offline.
Yeah, but it's just because this hasn't started yet.
Oh, okay. So he says neither do we, as in they don't specialize in ultralight gear either. Osprey pack, good, go there.
Yeah, I had the ether. That's out in the other room.
And I have the aerial.
So we both had Osprey packs as well.
The only way to go. He has an Osprey pack. Whee!
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So does Asher has an Osprey pack.
So 2017 Northbound, that's very exciting. You'll have to let us know if you'll be documenting it.
Right. And you're doing it right too by having by taking time to plan ahead and not just jumping on the trail for sure. And 20 to 30 pounds, you're not going to have any problem with 20 to 30 pounds.
That's actually a pretty good base weight, in our humble opinion.
Oh, Adrian's wearing the beanie.
I love my Hiking Viking war beanie. Going to Katahdin in 2 weeks, and we'll take it up there for my photo shoot.
You have to.
Good call.
Actually, and we wore those beanies on top of Katahdin, and there was
kind of chills.
It was when we went up there, but there was a ranger up there, and I heard later on there's supposed to be, and Adrian, you'll have to tell us when you get to Baxter State Park. Look, there's supposed to be. You know those wooden cutouts that'll be a picture with holes in it, and you stand behind it and you smile, and it'll, whatever the picture is. But there's supposed to be one of those cutouts with two Vikings in it.
Not true.
There is.
There's not supposed to be. I thought the woman just said, "Oh, haha, I should do that."
I actually heard that there is one up there now.
That's news to me. You'll have to let us know.
News to everybody.
You'll have to let us know. Okay. Charles says, this is a fun question. I like it.
Okay.
Myself being mostly introverted and not very good at socializing in person, do you have any advice on the best way to interact with passing hikers or those met at campsites? Take Nate.
Take someone like me with you. I love people and I love talking to people.
Obviously, he talks way too much. We could not.
Have you watched the videos?
If we passed someone on the trail, it took us a half hour to get by them. Whereas I'd just be like, "Oh, hi." Nate would be like, "Hey, I'm Nate. I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm doing a thru hike. Let me talk your ear off." It was awful. So you're actually going the great route of being introverted, as I am. No, just say hello. You don't have to go out of your way. Obviously, nothing more than you're comfortable with. When you're passing them by on a trail, it's actually real easy. Just say, hey, nice day. If you're listening to music, if they're listening to music, just smile and nod. But I think you'll find that the hiking community people you can actually talk to pretty easily. Now, being introverted, I would say that, again, you don't have to go out of your way. If you're at a campsite and someone else is there, hi. And I personally am perfectly fine with silence. I'm perfectly comfortable with it. So if you are too, great. If they want to talk to you, okay. But if you don't want to talk back, short answers. You're good to go.
All right, let me just add my 2 cents to this. I think the trail changed Sharon quite a bit in that she learned to open up to people a bit more. And so you may find out that where off of the trail you may not be that open or outgoing in talking with people, on the trail you'll find that you almost have the urge to find out what's coming next on the trail, or just the you'll just have the urge to talk to people. And I did, but I like to talk to people. So you'll find that out. And as far as like talking to people as you pass, it's general conversation. And if you are not looking to talk to people, or if you're looking to have a little bit more of a solo experience, one way that I think you can do that is kind of avoid shelters, do more stealth camping by yourself. Shelters is going to be that little gathering area of hikers. So if you don't want to be around people, look in your guidebook and try to plan your stays out avoiding shelters, and you're going to stay with less people. But I would not suggest doing that. I think that some of the great parts of the trail is the people that you meet. So I would say just go out there and be yourself, and you'll see that the trail's probably going to change you a little bit.
Hiker78 says, I will be winter hiking the North Country Trail, so any advice from around your area would be awesome.
Northwestern Pennsylvania.
Actually, though, here you can expect several feet of snow, but the North Country Trail is an hour away in the proper direction, so you probably will only get a foot or two there.
That's a very good point, because where we are, we're in the snow belt, just under Lake Erie, and the North Country Trail goes quite a ways beneath us, so you might not have to worry about so much for snow. Are you low enough?
I don't think so.
Here, we'll pick it up more.
Perfect.
No peeking.
Nathan.
Sorry, the baby's hungry. So, as far as the North Country Trail around this area, I would also expect for it to be not as well maintained. As opposed to the AT is just it's so much more popular, and there's so many much more people involved in it that the trail tends to stay maintained even in the winter, because there's people that live close to it, and people that maintain it throughout the year. Even though the AT as well isn't maintained as good in the winter as in the summer, I would say the North Country Trail is going to be even worse. Expect blowdowns. Expect the trail to not be as easy for trail finding. Do your research ahead of time, and get online and get in contact with the clubs that are not the club. Is it the clubs?
Chapter.
The chapter. For the area that you're going through. Get in contact with some of those people. A lot of times they'll have email addresses to contact and stuff. They'll be the best people to find out information on the section that you're going to hike. When we hiked our 115 miles of the North Country, Sharon was in contact with 2 or 3 different people, and just back and forth with some emails, and we got a lot of good information. These are the people that maintain the trail that you're going to be hiking. These are the people that know more about it than anyone will. And the North Country Trail being as new as it is, there's not that much information out there online as like with the AT. I think I covered it.
Yes. Keep going down. Adrian, going Sobo, August 2018 there, guys. Hey,
I've never gone Sobo. That would be interesting. Honey, can I hike the AT?
Yes, you can. You are physically capable.
Oh.
The weekend hiker. When you guys were hiking the AT, how did you all prevent heat rash?
For me,
You went down too far, but go ahead.
I did?
Yeah.
Where is it? Where are we at?
Go up a little bit, go up a little bit, go up a little bit, go there. Anyway, heat rash. I didn't have a problem with it. Don't know why. For you?
No, so heat rash, just chafing, is that what he's talking about? Or what would you consider heat rash?
I think so, probably. Or maybe, yeah.
So, for me, Bonner's medicated powder is good for, and I think, and I'm not sure.
Gold Bond, not Bonner's. I don't know what you're thinking. Bonner's is the soap we used.
Yeah, I'm wrong. But if you're talking about like just being hot and sweaty and getting chafing and stuff, that's one good way. Also, for like me, for underwear, I wore spandex underwear. That would help to take away any of the chafing when you got really hot and sweaty. Those are two ways of getting and kind of fighting against that, I guess. Because you don't get to shower a whole lot, so you're gonna have to deal with being sweaty. Any other ideas on heat rash?
I mean, you could use like a Vaseline or like a petroleum or like any sort of jelly type thing too.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be carrying that with you on the trail.
It was bad.
I guess if it is bad. Chapstick. We actually use chapstick, and if you ever did get an area that was sore, you could treat it with chapstick because they're medicated as well.
And I guess the main thing is just prevent it over treating. So try to stay dry, and if sometimes we
stay dry on the Appalachian
I mean,
Trail.
As far as sweating goes, sometimes we didn't hike from 12 to 2. Sometimes we took a lunch break at the hottest hours of the day.
True, that could help as well.
Instead, we hiked, instead of ending at 5 o'clock, we ended at 7 o'clock.
We're still getting...
It says buffering city.
We're still getting awful internet quality.
We are getting small bits and pieces. Did you guys take electrolytes often on the trail?
Alright, I'm gonna drop the...
I think they're trying to answer my question, but the feed keeps coming in and out of me terribly. Anyone else? Sorry, guys.
Alright, give me one more try. I'm going to go ahead and drop the frames even more. It's going to make the quality of the video worse, but you should be able to get our audio. Be right back, guys. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work or not.
It's very hard not to get wet on the trail.
Alright,
so... changed on my own settings 144p, and the sound is great now. Video is behind, like watching old-style karate movies.
It is, too. So I think we should be back up, guys. What I did is I even went farther down with the frames. The video is going to be even worse, but hopefully the audio should keep up with us. So we're going to get back to the questions. I'm trying to find out where we left off.
Did you guys take electrolytes often on the trail? Yes. We tried to carry either like a Gatorade or a Powerade powder or the gels or the little like concentrated liquid that you can squeeze in.
I would say... we probably use most often, because of cost efficiency, you can go and get the Gatorade dry mix in a container that it's like 16 ounces or something like that. It makes a lot, and we would just store it in a Ziploc bag, and we would, every 2 or 3 resupplies, we would get more of that powder. Electrolytes are crucial on the trail. I feel that water just didn't cut it. After a while, not just for taste. It's not like that I got bored of water, but I really think that you need to keep replenishing your electrolytes. So yeah, definitely something to consider is a way of doing that. Now, if you're not really pinching your pennies and your budget's not there, then you can get like the gel tablets, and there's some other options that are a little bit more expensive, but are a little bit more convenient than carrying a bag of powder.
Right. You can just get like basically tablets that you just take one a day of.
Yeah.
They're expensive. And for 2 people.
What were those little tubes?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They're just like tubes of... they're almost like airborne or like cold medicine, like herbal cold remedies. Mm-hmm. But I think they're just fizzy tablets that you throw in your...
in your water.
Mix. Yeah, in your water. And mix up.
So that's an option there.
All right. Burning Beard 714. Who have you followed this year, and who's your favorite?
We actually haven't had a chance to follow many hikers. Spielberg was one that I've watched quite a few of his videos. But what was
Kashmir, someone we hiked the AT with, did the PCT.
Did the PCT.
Most of the PCT this summer, so I kind
she
of
had
followed
to
hers.
she had to stop. There was another hiker that had to easy buddy
Singing?
that had to get off the trail. But for the most part, we came back home, and if you guys have watched any of the videos on this house, I've been working on this house. We really haven't been following many of the hikers. So if
Our internet's not the best, so
and our internet's not great. So yeah, if there's some out there that we should really check out the videos, leave them in the comments and let us know so we can check them out.
I understand. This is from Danny Taylor. I understand there is no camping in the Great Smokies. What if the shelters are full? So if you're a thru hiker,
Very good
you
question.
don't need to make reservations at the shelters. You need to give them like a clue of where you might be, but I think that's more for safety reasons than regulations.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a thru hiker, you're allowed to tent outside of the shelter, but at the shelter, nowhere else.
Right.
Everyone else will have had to make reservations, and that'll kind of prevent it from getting full from non-thru hikers. So, there you have it. Yeah. You're allowed to tent if you're not a thru hiker. You're allowed to tent if you are a thru hiker. If you are not a thru hiker, you have to have had reservations, and it wouldn't be full for you. There'd be a spot for you.
Right. And if you when you're a thru hiker, you just have to check in at the beginning, and get your permit. When you're hiking through. Thru hikers actually get the last spot in the shelter, so if it gets filled up, you can't stay in the shelter, but you have to camp beside it. How am I trying to say that? Because people reserve the spots for the shelters, it comes to those day hikers get the spots first. But if you're a thru hiker and you get to a shelter and it's not full, you're required to stay in the shelter. You're only supposed to camp when the shelter is full, and that is just for your own safety. The Smoky Mountains are so popular. Really, what they're worried about is bear issues. The Smoky Mountains got very popular, and then with touristy campers coming through there, they started having bear problems. People started leaving garbage and attracting bears to the shelters and the campsites. So what ended up happening was they started to put chain link fences on the fronts of the shelters because the bear were such a problem that they would go right up to and into the shelters to get at the people's food. Well, you get some other irresponsible hikers see that there's a chain link fence there. Hikers were starting to feed the bear through the fence. So now the fences have been taken off because people were taking advantage of that as well. So really the reason behind it is because of the bear. Now, if you're worried about not being able to camp there or tent there, really it's all about safety. If you find yourself in a situation where either it's very, very cold and you have to set up camp, you are not going to get in trouble if it is if it's a safety reason that you're setting up camp. They're not doing it to be jerks. They're doing it to try to keep everybody safe. So if a ranger come upon you, you got wet and you were becoming hypothermic and you had to set up your tent so that you could get in your bag, you're not going to get in trouble. That ranger is going to try to help you get off of the mountain and stuff like that. So it's not like they're out there to be jerks. They're just trying to keep everybody safe. Wow, a little bit on a tangent there, but
anyway. Zachary Bates, did you train a lot before setting out to Springer? Adrian says, they did some practice hikes there, Zach, eh? It's on their video history, eh? That's true, Adrian, it is. Yes, we did 115 miles. Well, okay, we started hiking in Adirondacks, and then we did 115 miles on the North Country Trail here in our area. The stream health is yellow. And then we did, for about a month before we hit the trail, we kind of walked around town all the time, went to the local YMCA, did some swimming, did some walking and running on the treadmills.
Can I take this question?
You take 15 years to answer one question.
We did start to do a little bit of a training regiment where we were doing maybe 3 to 5 miles every day, whether it be walking or running, for a month or two before the trail. But I think more important,
We did more than 3 to 5 miles. Keep going.
sometimes 10, and actually for a while there we were doing close to 10 a day. But I think the most important thing for people to know is if you have time to train, by all means train. If you're looking for things to train, what we didn't realize, do stairs. If you have a stair stepper machine, or if you have a way of walking up and down bleachers or stairs, that's really the best training that you can do. I feel all of the walking in the world can't prepare you for the ups and downs of the Appalachian Trail. But if you don't have time to train, don't worry about it. Take it slow at the very beginning. The trail will whip you into shape. Next question.
I'll keep going down. On my northern hike of the International AT for New Brunswick, I was bombarded by millions of bugs, making it impossible to stop for food. Just how bad were the bugs for your hike? They got bad in the in like the wilderness and southern Maine. That's really where they got bad, but that was for us, that was July. So, if you're pursuing the trail at a traditional time, they might be bad for longer on the trail.
My advice for bugs would be get a bug net that'll help you while you're hiking, and then don't be afraid of DEET and bug spray. We probably overdid it on bug spray, but you can vouch for it. The bugs get really, really bad in some cases, and in some spots it was just you apply more bug spray if they're really starting to bother you. And there was spots through the 100-mile where we hiked a lot of sections with a bug net over our head, sleeping at night with a bug net. Yep. That's basically how we, fought off the bugs, was a mixture of a lot of bug spray and a bug net.
We did come across a hiker who actually had an entire bug suit.
Yep.
So not just her head,
head to toe bug suit.
Which I'm in love with that idea.
It is very hard not to get wet on the trail. That is true.
Way too far down.
I just clicked it one time. Oh, wow. Way too far down.
Keep it going. Keep it
wow.
going. Keep it going. Oh, yeah. Hiker 78. I'm starting the International AT from Maine, New York, across the Northwest Trail and the PNT, so trying to avoid snow in Montana, hence winter hiking the NCT. I'll have snowshoes. Good call.
Yeah, that is a good call.
It is extremely hard to keep dry clothes during the rainy season. Yes, Jose Sanders journeys. Extremely hard to stay dry in the AT.
Yeah, you're better off not trying to stay dry and just learning to be able to deal with being wet. I mean, you're going to be wet.
What if, this is from Charles Smith. Charlie
Smith.
What, if any, were some of your creature comforts or luxury items or food that you could just not live without while on AT? And are you glad you had it, or did it end up being a burden?
I would say we found out on the trail that for a comfort and food, candy. Candy was something that we actually didn't eat a lot of off of the trail, but on the trail, every night we ate candy. We got bags of candy sent to us. The Laffy Taffies, candy corn, and just any kind of chocolate or anything like that. We at one point were buying bags of Hershey Kisses and unwrapping them in towns and having a full bag of Hershey Kisses. And I'm glad. I mean, I don't know if it was just the euphoric feeling of eating chocolate that was so nice at night, but I got to the point where I was craving at the end of the night to have that candy, and that was basically just for comfort. Well, and it was a quick way of getting a lot of calories.
I would say another luxury item that we had that some other hikers had, but not all of them, is that we had 3.5, 4-inch thick sleeping pads.
This is true.
It might not be the best thing for the AT. They're not really meant to be blown up and deflated every single day. However, we bragged about it all the time. It was like we were sleeping on a bed. We would link them together so they'd be twice as wide. We linked our sleeping bags together, and we absolutely fell in love with our tent. in
Yes.
our little setup we had. So that, I would say that was a comfort item. I mean, you could just go with a thin foam pad, but we went with the air mattresses.
Yeah, big air mattress, because you can go pretty thin with just your Thermarest foam pads and stuff. But for us, having that, and I tell you what, I wouldn't do the trail again without I mean, for us being able to sleep together and having our sleeping pads linked together, we had a little mattress we slept on, and that is something that you don't need to have, but I'm really glad we did have that.
And on the one hand, you mentioned it being a burden. Yes, they leaked. Yes, Nathan had to wake up in the middle of the night and blow them up several times towards the end.
We also
but
had
I
to
still would do it again with them.
Yeah, we also had to send them to the company twice on the trail and get replacements because they were no good. But yeah, and blowing them up every night was kind of a pain. But that's something that, shoe fly, that is something that I think it was a creature comfort that I would do again.
Kevin Swiley, how many hammockers did y'all see on the trail? Just getting into hammocking camping. Why not? And Tadpole were hammockers. Mm-hmm. A lot. That's all I can think of.
We didn't see that many people. But no, I was actually surprised, and I think it was because we started so early. We started in February.
Oh yeah, Gator was a hammocker.
Gator, Why Not, and Tadpole. There's 3 right at the beginning.
But they didn't hammock at the very beginning because it was too cold.
They brought a hammock thinking they were going to, and we started February 10th, but in the beginning of February, we were seeing people in hammocks. I think it's a lot more popular, and to be completely honest with you, now that I've stayed in a hammock, if I was going solo on a hike, I would recommend hammocks because I really found that camping in a hammock is comfortable. And for the AT, there's never a shortage of trees. You'd always have a place to set it up. There's oftentimes a shortage of flat spots to set up your tent.
Agreed.
But also with us in a tent, we really did love our tent, and we got to the point where it was home. So it's a toss-up. If you really enjoy a hammock, I think you'll do fine on the trail. Except for if you're going to start early and it's cold, I would suggest a tent to start with.
Can you have the headphone thing? Toy for him?
The what thing?
Underneath the electric.
Oh, this thing. Okay, next question.
Charles says, Adrian, you're not allowed to win any more raffles. LOL.
Actually, Adrian just won himself another prize because he was the only person this month to get someone else to sign up for the raffles. He got his wife to sign up. So Adrian gets a special prize. I won't be telling him about it yet. It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna get it'll come, Adrian, it's gonna come to you with your what did he win? The headlamp. Yes. So it'll be with you, it'll be coming with you with the headlamp.
Down, down, down. Down, down, down.
Down, down, down. Down, down, down. What's this? Okay, there we are.
Keep going, keep going. Bigfoot finished in 100 days, put in some big miles. Yeah, 100 days. That'd be like averaging 21, 22 miles a day. Cray, cray.
Wow.
We did 153. I will say we had about, I can't remember exactly now, but I think 11 0 days. 4 of those were right off the bat due to weather. And there was one in the Whites that was weather. But 100 days?
We knew a couple people the year that we had hiked that did it in 100 days had done it in 100 days or less. But yeah, you really have to be moving fast to do it in that amount of time. Hiking some really big miles.
Which is cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. How far is the Smokies? It starts at about mile
2 something.
180 maybe, and ends at like 240. This is all just from memory. I'm going to guess it's about 60 miles because we told ourselves we'd make it through in a week.
It
or
may
in
be a little
5
bit more
days
than
or something.
that.
At that point, we were average. Let me think about how many we did each day. We did like first day, like 14 the second day.
She can remember this. This was well over. This is almost No, yeah, it's a year and a half ago, and she'll remember how many miles we did every day.
I think it's about 60 to 70 miles long. Maybe 80. Yeah, I don't know.
It's in the southern section. That's what I remember.
Oh, well, yeah. We had only planned, I bet it's about 75 because we had only planned 5 days worth, and we were doing about 15 a day. And but we took, I guess, a full week technically because we had to take a 0 in the Smokies due to weather too. So that's another one that have zeros due to weather. Up. You gotta keep going.
Wow, but there it is.
There it is. Right on. Thank you so much. Flying. Sawyer squeeze. Did you ever use it on stagnant water like you just came across in your last video on the North Country Trail? And how well did it work for you? If you did so. We did.
Yeah, we used it on some pretty slow
in
moving
New
water.
Jersey.
Yeah,
their water sources were kind of black, like oily.
I would be completely comfortable using it with stagnant water. I would just say the water's probably going to have a taste to it, and it's probably still going to retain a little bit of color. But when it comes to the Sawyer, it's going to remove, the bacteria, which is the key part. As long as your Sawyer is working properly. I will
say though, we boiled it too. Whenever we came across water like that, we boiled.
Just to
we
be
filtered
extra
and
safe.
boiled.
And in a case like that, you may want to take the time to filter it before trying to run it through your Sawyer. Like just running it through your shirt, like putting your shirt over the bottle before you dump the bottle in, so your shirt can take a little bit and filter a little bit out, just to ease up on the Sawyer. The one thing that people don't realize with the Sawyer filters is it's a filter. It's gonna filter out things that are stuck inside of it. So the more you use it, the more it'll want to get plugged up. You need to back flush it, frequently. So if you get into a situation with really murky water, if you can try to filter some of the particles out before putting it through your filter is always a good idea.
Jose Sanders Journeys says, I only put bug spray on when I was about to set up camp because I found it non-useful while hiking due to sweating. We reapplied a lot, and I think it did work for us. I felt a difference. Then again, like I said, we started in the beginning of bug season, so I don't know how it is.
Well, and another thing, when you're hiking and moving, the bugs are not going to be as bad.
That's true. When we stopped, it was.
When you stop is the main part. But we had bug spray, and at the end of the trail, you're not wanting to put up with the discomfort if you don't have to. And if we have bug spray and there's bugs bothering us, we put bug spray on. Down. Question.
I'm eventually going to section hike Maine, hoping for Oh, that's not a question.
Oh. Which is good. Wait, it might be 2018. I tell you what, if I was to do a section, a state, it would either be New Hampshire or Maine. If I was to do it again, like if I was to have time to pick a state to hike through, it may be Maine. Because it's longer than New Hampshire, and I'd get more hiking in.
But you wouldn't see the whites.
Oh, but you wouldn't see the whites, and the whites are pretty fantastic. I don't know. I'm not sure. That wasn't even a question.
He'd do both.
I would do both.
Go down.
Down?
Did you ever have your feet slip up from under you?
She fell a lot more than I did.
But not as much as Lucky.
Lucky, if you want to talk about someone slipping or having their feet come up from underneath them, it's Lucky. Yeah, and actually, to dive into the subject a little bit, that was our main fear on the trail. We never worried about whether we were actually going to make it to Katahdin. We had it set in our head from the very beginning that no matter what was going to happen, we were going to make it. The only thing that could take us off the trail was injury. So we a lot of times did worry about slipping and falling because barring, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but besides the people at the beginning that quit by Neil Gap in the first 40 miles, if someone's gets quite a ways into the trail, the main thing that takes them off of the trail is injury.
True dat.
True dat. Okay. What? Oh, I gotta go
You
down.
know, it's kind of sad because they can't see the faces that I'm making at you.
Well, you hold the face longer and they can see it. They can see that.
How many miles can your son walk in a day, and where did you find the mini hiking boots? He can currently walk 0 miles in a day, although he tolerates about 8.
Yeah, we can carry him through the woods in his pack about 8 miles a day.
Yeah.
And he's okay with that.
Yes. He does not have mini hiking boots yet.
What does it say? Oh, and where did you find the mini hiking boots? Yeah, we don't have any mini hiking boots.
We do have some little boots that he's inherited from cousins, but none fit him yet. He's just a boy.
He's just a baby.
It seems that PA, July, and August water sources seem to disappear or hardly running. Exactly.
This is very true.
This year, from what I hear through the grapevine, it's not only PA. It's
through the grapevine.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
It's in a video. I did this with a grapevine.
Oh, I remember that guy swaying on it.
Yeah.
Swung.
Or... Go ahead.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
You know, it's Virginia, it's New York, New Jersey. That's also drying up. So I like the fact that we started early. We didn't really have that issue. Maybe that's another reason to start early, because people coming through the mid-Atlantic states at this time, that's something you have to fear.
You have to worry about. Yeah, I think it's something that you should take a little bit of extra time to plan for. When you're doing your daily planning, I mean, we did it every day. You're looking through your guidebook. Where are we going? How far are we going? Where are our water sources? Because it's definitely not undoable. I mean, if you look at the PCT, people are carrying, on the PCT, sometimes people are carrying, 3 to 5, 6 days of water at a time with them. So if you take that over to the AT, a little bit of a dry spell on the AT, you're still never going to have to go a day or two without water. So as long as you plan, I don't think it's as big a deal. It was nice for us when we went through and there was plenty of water. The tannins were in the water, so when we got past PA and we were in like New York and New Jersey, the water was really brown, but no big deal.
We skipped one kind of. Zachary, I think, he's the one who asked us if we did training hikes, and he wrote, awesome, we are in Colorado, which is amazing.
Yeah.
We have hiked a ton of 14ers. You're good to go.
Yeah, I don't.
And a few 2 to 3 day camping trips. Good reassurance, thanks. Yeah, you're probably more prepared than
we were.
Well, I was going to say than 75% of the people who step out there.
Yeah. Only suggestion still, Zach, would be just let yourself, a lot of people get too confident at the beginning. Let yourself ease right into it. We started out within the first week, we were doing 8-mile days. That's it.
And we wanted to go further, but we knew that
you just gotta
didn't want to push it.
Yeah, just start off nice and slow. And if you do have some time to do a little bit more training, just work on climbing, so stairs and stuff like that. Really, the only part of the only thing that we really had up and down the grade, getting really tired going uphill and then pounding on your legs going downhill. I don't think your feet and your legs ever get used to the descents.
Oh, no. I think Davey M here made a good point, though. He says he's been pushing himself this summer to hike further and with more weight in my pack. His stamina has increased. That's something we didn't really do. We carried weight in our pack,
but we never went
But
over.
We never did a lot of weight. I mean, we were like, oh, let's just keep 7 pairs of clothes in our bag because it'll keep weight in our pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Pack a couple liters of water and some food in there instead. That's a good idea.
That's the best way to put weight into your pack is to carry water. So if you're looking for something to weigh your pack down. Yeah.
Adrian A asks hey, we're
back
up,
why does it do that?
You guys seem to be really discouraged at the end. Why was this? Not enough food or just tired of the trail? I think that was a combination. We weren't eating enough. We were really pushing ourselves. Our body no longer had reserves. We saw the end. We wanted it to be over with. We wanted to get married.
Yeah, I think that
and move on.
You've hit it with not enough food towards the end, and like Sharon had said, you're running off of reserves, and once you've lost so much weight, you wake up every day tired. You go to sleep every day tired. Your feet hurt every day, and it's harder to enjoy. Now, when you say tired of the trail, I don't think I was ever really tired of the trail, but that homesick, that longing to be home. And Sharon and I had talked for thousands of miles about our life after we were done, what we were going to do. And getting
We
married
wanted to meet him.
and starting our life, so we had not so much that we were sick of the trail, we were ready to live our life. We were ready to start what we had decided that we were going to do. So it was longing to start that. And there was a lot of conversations we had where it would end with, oh, I just want to be home. Not, oh, I just want to not be on the trail. We just wanted to be home.
However, looking back, we just want to go back on the trail.
Now.
I mean, it was such fond memories. Even the days where it was just kind of like, ugh. And it's funny. There was never, I would say, I can think of one whole day that I was just kind of down in the, I don't want to, it was really, 5 minutes here, and then the next hour you're just on cloud 9 again, and then 5 minutes there. But those 5 minutes periods did increase towards the end, and that's, I think, what Nathan is doing a very good job of highlighting in the videos is that, yeah, we were having a great time, but it started to get tougher at the end, which obviously is doing a great job. You guys are asking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Down.
Yeah, you did see any of those spirits.
Oh, stream complete. What's up?
What?
Oh, never mind. Stream resumed. I don't know. Speaking of water on average, how much did you carry between the two of you? You have a video on this.
Yeah, Zach, if you look at my tips from the trail videos, there's one about water, and it covers everything you need to know about what we did for water. For the most part, it varied every day. It always depends on how far you're going, how much in between water sources. Really, there's so much that you'll learn on the trail that you can't plan for. And I have, not video, but I have another video talking about over planning. Because there's certain things that you can't plan. We could tell you that we carried 2 liters of water every day, and you're going to get on the trail and you're going to find out that that doesn't work for you. And that, only 1 liter a day works, or a liter towards the end of the day and only a half a liter while you're hiking. It all depends on, where you're at, how hot it is. The variables are kind of endless. And like I said, if you check out my video, I give you a lot of good ideas on not how much we carried, but how to figure out how much you need to carry.
And to give you a real quick, just cut and dry answer, we typically each carried about a liter in water bottles on us at all times, unless we knew that the water sources were extremely abundant that day, and then we would each only carry 1 water bottle, which was about a half liter each. Until we were more towards the end of the day, and if we needed to collect water for dinner and for breakfast before we camped, like if we were camping somewhere where there was no water, we'd get more.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
Charles Smith, about water purification. When boiling, say in my jet boil, is there a formula to stick for how long you should boil the water for X amount of water? Nathan,
no.
You were kind of the...
Yeah, no, and it also depends on if you plan on going through like a Sawyer filter first. Sometimes we would go ahead and we would filter through the Sawyer, but for the most part on the AT, the water sources are generally pretty clean. And for the amount of water that you're boiling, I don't think there's a set amount for boil time. It's basically set right off of boil time. So even if you had a gallon of water as opposed to a liter of water, it's just, and I think the rule of thumb is boiling for like 3 minutes or something like that. I'm not.
There is a rule of thumb out there. Now that you say that, I remember that.
There is, but I'm not one to go by that. What I basically did was I would put water into the jet boil and I would bring it to a roaring boil. If it's at a good roaring boil, I always called that good. It's probably not textbook the way you should go, but we never had a problem with it. And like I said, for the most part on the AT, your water sources are pretty darn clean. If you do get to a water source that it's a little sketchy, you're not sure, it's by a road, The water's really not moving. You saw animal tracks near the water, anything like that. Go ahead and go for the full 3-minute boil time, 3 or 4 minutes, just to be sure. Run it through your filter first. Those are some of the circumstances that I went through. There was a couple different times where I did filter and boil, or boiled for longer. But for the most part, get it to a roaring boil and then cook your food.
How were the ticks on the AT? Asks Jeremy. Asks JSP Wayne.
They fit right here.
They're not going to see that.
Oh.
We found a tick in his beard once.
We did find a tick in my beard at one time. We went through, I don't think it was, it was kind of in tick season, at your midway point and towards the end. But I guess my theory on ticks is check yourself every day. It's simple. Take off your socks, check your legs, a quick rub of your arms, and just using your hands. A tick on you, it will create a bump. You'll feel it just rubbing your arm across. When people say a tick check, you don't really have to look really closely at your leg. Just a good rub down your arms and your legs is pretty good, around your waist and stuff like that. You'll find them if they've latched onto you, because they are a tick. They're a bump. You'll feel them. And when it comes to Lyme's disease on the AT, the deer
Lyme.
tick, what?
No S, just Lyme.
Lyme's disease. I'm going to call it Lyme's disease. I'm going to call it lima bean disease. When it comes to lima bean disease, got a bug in here. The tick actually has to bite onto you and be bit onto you for like 24 hours before it can actually transmit that disease. So if you're giving yourself a check once a day, if you check yourself once a day for ticks, you will never get lima bean disease.
We did treat our clothes with permethrin around.
This is good info
in Pennsylvania, and that was the beginning of May for our hike. So, and I know that the tick that got in your beard was before that. That was in a Shenandoah. So
yeah,
there you have it.
So and that permethrin is a treatment for your clothes. You can buy it at most camping stores, and you treat your clothes one time, and it lasts for quite a long time. So that's
lasts for so many washes, which you'll never exceed that on the AT.
Because you don't wash your clothes on the AT. We went a full month without washing our clothes.
How bad was poison ivy on the AT? We saw it once while walking through Harper's Ferry, but it was when we were on like a bike path-ish thing, and it was along the trees on the side. Never heard of any other hikers getting it. Never really saw it along the trail. I would say not a concern whatsoever.
Yeah, and for the most part, the only time you're going to want to worry about poison ivy is when you're stepping off the trail to do your business or something like that. If you got to go use the privy or walking off of the trail is maintained pretty well. So when you're on the trail, it's not really an issue. Each other's smell. Tell them about the smell, honey.
You get used to it and you actually like it?
She liked it. Yeah, you do. For the most part, you don't even notice the smell after a while. And what you do notice when it comes to smells is the smell of other people, like day hikers and stuff like that.
Smells.
Yeah, that you'll be able to smell day hikers coming from a mile away. That's probably not even that big of an exaggeration.
Danny M, did you carry bear spray? No.
No.
Okay, can you please imagine that I had to sit through 153 days of this mouth running constantly? There was no way in the universe we were seeing any animals, let alone a bear.
Right. If you are talking and walking, for the most part, you're gonna scare away bears before they see you. This is what I tell people when it comes to bears on the AT. There's a couple spots along the AT where there are more people, the more popular areas, the Shenandoahs, the Smoky Mountains, and in New Jersey, for some reason, the bear are worse there too. And they're definitely be marked on the trail, and they will let you know these are areas where the bear population is a little bit higher, and just the bear activity is higher. Because the people activity is higher. The bear are coming around because they're eating our garbage. People leave garbage at shelters. People leave food. They finish part of their sandwich and they think they can just chuck it. that's why there's a bear issue. If you are, wow, I just got on a little bit of a tangent there. Sorry. If you are hiking with like we hike together and making noise, for the most part, you're going to scare away any bear before they ever come near you. And if you're properly dealing with your food and any other smelling items, whether it be toothpaste or deodorant and stuff like that, if you're following the rules are out there for a reason. You're not going to have any problem with bear. I think that's a big concern for a lot of people, but I really think it's blown out of proportion. Anything else?
We saw one person who carried bear spray for the sake of his mother, and he ended up sending it home.
Gator Miller carried bear spray at the beginning, but then he sent it home.
Riley 80. When does Mount Katahdin in Maine open for the thru-hike in 2017? Typically for Sobos, well, I guess for anyone, it opens either on May 15th or June 15th. I think May 15th.
May.
But it's weather dependent. So if there's a late, if it's still snowing up there in May, it's not going to be open.
Yeah.
So typically middle of May, but you're going to need to check. I wouldn't say I'm going to start on May 15th because it might not be open.
And if you're going to Sobo, you're going to have to be in contact with Baxter State Park anyways. So go ahead and before you're ready to go, call up Baxter State Park and find out. They're going to have all that information for you. You're going to have to get a permit. You're going to have to register and get. Don't they have to? Sobos actually have to get reservations.
Yeah. Well, I think you can stay at the Birches as well.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Sobos.
We were in Sobos.
I'm pretty sure Sobos have to get reservations from Baxter. But either way, you're going to have to contact them, and they're going to have more information. Every year, like Sharon says, there is a start time, but every year is different. It all depends on the weather.
Trailbound. What kind of cam or cams did you use? Camera?
Camera? Where is that camera?
Nikon Coolpix
We're back.
7000.
AW120.
AW120. There you go. Nikon Coolpix AW120. We did have a GoPro for about a week when we were still at home, but we quickly realized that, sure, it's waterproof, but if you want to make it waterproof, it doesn't record sound. So we took the GoPro back and got this, which is shockproof, waterproof, temperature-proof.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, with the GoPro, it has to be in its case to be waterproof, and when it's in its case, there's virtually no audio.
I just said that.
You did not. I heard you, and you didn't say it as good as I'm saying it now.
Just waste the time. Waste the people's time.
But yeah, with the Coolpix, this camera worked really well. And definitely we were in freezing temperatures. I used it underwater, and I've dropped it a lot. And I still use it for all the videos I do now. It's really beat up and really old, but not really old, but it still works very well.
We also used our phones for a little bit of it, our iPhones, and I guess if you're not
for
really...
pictures, maybe.
Yeah, if you're not really planning on documenting it to the extent that we did, a phone would probably be fine, as long as it has enough storage.
And actually, a lot of your new phones, like the iPhone 6 has got a really great camera, and I think it takes pretty decent video, too. You probably could do all of your documenting with just your phone. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but you probably could.
I like this next question. It's from Drew Morris.
Drew.
Are there going to be more Laffy Taffy jokes in the last few videos? We miss them. Silly boy here has been neglecting putting them in because he's a weirdo.
I have not. We had a section there where we did not get Laffy Taffy. We got like a 3-pound bag of candy corn or something, and we were not eating as many Laffy Taffy. There are some more recorded Laffy Taffies. Yeah, so. For the 100-mile wilderness, we definitely have some Laffy Taffy, so they'll be coming up.
Burning Beard, why do you think the majority that attempt the trail give up? What do you think they expected? I would say it's hard. I would say if you don't...
What?
I was going to say if you don't have someone, it's hard, but that's not necessarily true because some people enjoy it more when they don't have a full-time partner. But it's just hard, and it's day in and day out, and it's almost like anything, you know. You can say you love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, But if you need to eat those for every single day,
They'd still be delicious.
6 months in a row, I happen to think they would, although I've never done it. Well, when I was little, I did that. Anyway, my thing is that, anything can get old. And if it's really not your cup of tea, it'll get old.
I think that the majority of and I guess I apologize for always like adding my 2 cents, but
it's really annoying.
You're really annoying.
Your face is annoying.
But I think that his question is the majority of the people. The majority of the people that fail in the first 40 miles. That's 25% before Neil Gap. These are Nobos, and then the rest of them before the Smokies, isn't it?
Before the Georgia line.
Before the Georgia line. So that's in another 30 or 40 miles there. So within the first 80 miles, 50% of thru hikers who attempt have already given up. And I think that the majority is because they don't know what they're getting into. We met, and I'm not naming any names, but we had met a lady that didn't realize she was hiking in the mountains. She thought she was just going for a hike. People don't realize that the Appalachian Trail follows the Appalachian mountain range, and that you are going to not only be mountain hiking, but mountain climbing. People don't realize how physical it is. A lot of people go on the Appalachian Trail for the wrong reasons. I've heard people going there because they want to lose some weight. I've heard people going there because I lost my job, so I don't have a job, so I'm going to go hike the Appalachian Trail. You really should hike the trail because you want to hike the Appalachian Trail and you know what it is. And I think the majority of the people that fail do not realize what they're getting into. That's my explanation.
Adrian says he got 3 more people to join the raffle today. Nate noticed that.
You are
shared it again on
awesome.
the 4 major hiking websites for the province. That's a Canadian thing, eh?
What's that?
Province instead of state. What is my next prize? As I have to beat Brophy now.
Brophy now. Oh, Brody, not Brophy.
Well, it says Brophy.
It's misspelled.
Maybe he meant like Brosif.
Brosif. Wait, where were we at? Did you get these ones here?
Yes. Go down. I can read.
You are a reader. Lol. I got that one.
Question for Karen. Okay, just a second.
Karen.
Do you know my name is Sharon? And you just always call me Karen?
He does it because it's funny.
A.
He's got the funny. We know he's funny.
What is your limit for Nathan's beard? A. Lol. Getting quite busy at the bottom. He does trim it every once in a while. I don't care. If he wants to keep it, let him keep it. It's his face. Whatever. I don't want to look at it as much.
Yes, you do. I think my beard looks fantastic. I actually have to go work at a county fair this next week.
City, not county. Village. Amish town.
It's a fair, and I have to go serve sausage sandwiches, and I'm going to have to wear a hairnet that covers my beard, a face net, so that I don't get beard hairs in people's sausage sandwiches.
Probably very appreciated. Charlie Wood. I watched 5 different hikers last year, and they made it all the way. I was watching 5 different hikers this year, and none of them made it all the way. That stinks. You were bad luck this year. Just kidding. I would say it depends on... Well, I shouldn't say this because I have no idea. We can actually tip
this back down a little bit now.
Did they... I'm just out of curiosity. Were the 5 hikers you watched last year earlier than this year? Like, did they start earlier? I have a theory about that, and that's that early birds are the more serious hikers, and the higher percentage of them finish. Just a theory, not yet proven. I'm going to ask Charlie for some of his research for my survey.
Yeah. I agree with Sharon, too. The people that start early, a lot of times... tend to start. In our case, we had to start because it's just the way it worked for us. But some people that start early are trying to avoid the crowds because they're not out there for that experience. You know, the bubble and the party part of the trail. And when they start earlier, they're more focused on the hike itself and succeeding. So I think, and with the people that we started with, the 20 or so hikers that we know that hiked the AT. We can only think of one that didn't finish.
2.
Who's the other one?
Ultralight and Nemo.
Oh, 2. And one of them was 75 years old. No, 65.
Really old. 65, yeah.
Yeah, Ultralight was 65. And he'd already hiked it before in 95.
Yeah.
So he's already finished, so he doesn't count.
Charlie Smith. Or Charles. I'm sorry if you don't like being called Charlie.
Yeah, it says Charles. He wrote Charles. He probably likes being called Charles. Otherwise, he wouldn't have wrote it.
I'm sorry, Charles. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. Are the privies
Mr. Smith.
yucky? Yes, they're disgusting. Run and hide. Especially when you get into Maine, New Hampshire. They're gross. They are gross. They will make you gag. Nathan likes to try to stand in them during rainstorms. Do not do it. Run. Just run away. Go into the woods. Much better.
Okay, we were getting just poured on. It was a downpour. Thunder. I don't know if it was a thunderstorm.
It was a thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm.
Running off of a mountain, actually.
And I thought we got to this campsite. I'm like, I thought we will just duck and hide in this privy and we'll wait until there's a little bit of a calm in the storm where we can set up our tent.
Oh, heck no. You set that thing up in the rain. I don't care.
We did set up. That was an awful privy. And to answer your question, the privies are pretty darn bad. They get progressively worse as more hikers. The people that do the maintenance work and the volunteers and stuff, they clean them either at the end of the season or at the beginning of the season. When we went through, the privies at the beginning were pretty good, but the longer that they're out there and the more people go through, people are disgusting.
I would imagine that what we faced in the north is what you will face in the south if you start later.
Yeah.
Because like you said, there's more people.
And there are those perfect hallelujah moments when you get to a privy and somebody cares and takes care of it and you walk in there and it's like a bathroom at a restaurant. It's great.
We stayed at a privy. It would have been, I think, the first shelter, maybe the second shelter. It's about 12 miles north of Daleville, Virginia. And that was Nathan's favorite privy on the trail. It had like Lysol wipes and cleaner and stuff in it. I didn't go in.
The Octagon privy. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, this is what I'm talking about.
I don't remember where
right
the
after
Octagon
Daleville.
privy was.
That was...
She'll know. She remembers every step. All 5 million of them.
That was in Vermont.
Yes,
No.
for the most part. And the
Yeah,
thing
it was
is
in Vermont.
if you're not up for yucky privies, just get used to going in the woods. You'll probably enjoy it more. Like, you'll just enjoy not having to go into the privies. And really, it's not bad going into the woods. And for the most part, if it's not raining or snowing on you, then it smells better and it's cleaner. But anyways.
Drew Morris.
Sorry, I went the wrong way. I apologize. Oh,
Wait,
no.
Were you interested in homesteading before the trail, or was it something that you felt a longing for after your time in the woods?
Where do you see this?
He's been obsessed with it. This is one on the bottom there. He's been obsessed with it since his boyhood years.
Oh. Yeah, I've always... one of my desires in life, or one of my things that I've always enjoyed, is doing things myself. When it comes to the house that I'm building now, all the electrical work and the plumbing, I've never hired a plumber. I thought, well, I can do it myself. It takes a lot longer. I've been working on this house for a long time because I've just tried to learn everything myself. And the thought of being able to be self-sustaining is, and we're far from self-sustaining now, and it's going to take a long time. And we may never get there, but just the idea of being able to do it. I don't like to be told that I can't do something. And even if it's myself, if I say that I want something done and I go, well, I can't do that, I have to have someone else do it. I don't like that feeling. I like to be able to know that I can do it. And that's what I'm striving for, is to be able to, sustain our living by being able to do everything that we need to do. There you go. Okay, next question.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. On a different note,
It jumps.
how is your gear organized behind you? It looks very meticulously organized. Thank you for noticing. C. Hughes, and I'm pretty sure your name is Chris, if I do believe so. Stream
it is Chris.
complete. Now it's back. Very funnily, and I don't mean funnily. We've got our packs hanging down here with our tents as well, and snowshoes. Then we've got cooking gear, sleeping pads, more sleeping pads. We've got all of our hats and mittens in one of these dry sacks. Another one has sleeping bag liners.
And then there's another row on top.
And that has small crates with like first aid stuff, lights. We have for some reason we have a lot of like cloths that you wipe yourself off with, like chamois. So that's in one of them.
The idea for doing that is Sharon's actually doing some online tutoring now while we're home, and she's got an office set up over there where she does her online tutoring. And for me, I guess I'm looking at the wrong spot. I started doing these gear raffle review things, and I thought, well, it'd be cool if, the backdrop was gear. So I went out in the wood shop and I built these shelves so that I could hang up all of our equipment. We were looking for a place to store our equipment anyways, so I thought, well, I'll build a shelf and Sharon can organize everything on the shelf and it'll be the backdrop to the gear raffle reviews.
Adrian, A. Does your son, A, have his Hiking Viking beanie now, A? He was born with one, kind of.
Isn't born with it.
Well, when we had it, we didn't find out whether we were having a boy or a girl. Mm-hmm. So our sister-in-law, when we had Asher and she knew it was a boy, she hurried up and finished that night the Hiking Viking hat. She didn't have to put braids on it. She just finished it, and she brought it up the next day. So he had a newborn one. He has one that would probably fit him now, although we haven't put it on him because it's winter.
No.
I mean, because it's summer.
Right.
Wow. Can you tell it's past my bedtime?
This is actually pretty far past our bedtime.
So...
Yes.
He does have one.
He definitely has one, and ours are getting pretty worn out, but when winter comes, I'm sure we'll be wearing them again, and when we get back out on the trail.
Mr. Smith says, "Oh, please, no Mr. Smith, LOL. Charlie is cool, but some friends call me Chuckwagon. I think I'm... Go down!
Oh,
stop.
It's the scrolling wheel thing.
Okay, I need to take over there.
No, you don't.
Please. Okay, anyway, his name is Chuckwagon. He's going to adopt that on the trail because he likes to eat and he carries a lot of food.
Chuckwagon.
I like that. So does Hiker 78.
Yeah. See, and that's right there. You've got yourself a trail name. Some trail names that are thought up on your own are cool.
Chantilly Lace.
Oh, favorite trail meal.
Ice cream.
No.
That wasn't. I mean, that was.
Pop-Tarts.
Ooh, Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts. I
would
became
say,
addicted to and looked forward to Pop-Tarts every day.
I would say is probably awful for you as they are. We quickly threw oatmeal out the window, and it was Pop-Tarts. And there were mornings where sometimes we would eat a couple packages. Like normally it would be 3 packages of Pop-Tarts. We'd split them between us. But I think there was mornings where we would eat 2 packages apiece. It was just, I don't know, your body's craving food in the morning, and Pop-Tarts are pretty calorie dense and...
Caloric.
Calorie dense, that's the same thing. They mean the same.
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts, probably one of our favorite.
There was one time, it was actually on my birthday, where a person who didn't expect to be a trail angel, but who was because their overnight plans were canceled because they were locals and it was really cold, so they figured they weren't going to go camping that night anyway. They had made chili and dehydrated it, so they gave us their homemade chili, and that was really good. Yeah. Adrian Redwell has shared information on the JMT and the International Appalachian Trail, so there you go.
Cool.
You have to go down more.
Oh.
That's good. That's good. No. Ever thought about doing the PCT now? He dreams about it every single day. It's so annoying.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
I'm hoping that someday this guy here will... You're facing him the wrong way.
I know. That's because I got his...
Oh. Because he's unzipped.
He's having diaper-free time right now.
I'm hoping that someday he will look at me and say, "Hey, Dad, let's go hike a trail." And until that day, there's no way that I can spend that amount of time away from these two. It's just not going to happen. But yes, I have thought extensively about a lot of different hikes and different trails. Right now, the only hikes that I've really got planned is I want to get back on the Winter 4-State Challenge. That'll be back on the AT. What?
I'm just reading the upcoming stuff.
Oh. That'll be back on the AT. We'll be trying that this winter. But Lucky and I had some plans of maybe doing the John Muir Trail, but that looks like that's not going to happen. We thought about doing that in 2017, but so really, as far as through hikes go, it's gonna take some time probably before I get on another through hike.
Okay, Charlie tells me about the people he was watching. One was young, he pretty much got bored. One was trying to find himself, and one day he said he was done, just like Forrest Gump. One couple got off for family reason, and one couple with no reasons. They probably broke up or something. Just kidding. Andrew McRae says, what are you up to this weekend? Well, unbeknownst to Nate, we have a birthday party to go to.
Oh, Andrew McRae. Wow.
Idiot.
That took me a little bit of time.
That's my brother.
Yeah. We'll see you this weekend.
Um,
I'm like, what is this person asking us what we're doing this weekend? That's weird.
Trailbound. I can recall the video, but I think it was in New Hampshire when Lucky was still with you. There was some trail drama with a hiking friend, but it seemed to not be spoken about. Can you fill us in now?
There was some young kids that, and when I say young kids, they were probably 20s or so.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, so you tell the story.
The perfect storm.
Oh.
And basically,
yeah.
There was a group of guys that were hiking together, and one of the guys had met a girl that was through hiking, and there was a little trail romance.
She wasn't through hiking. She was like on the trail for like 2 weeks.
I said that was hiking. I didn't say through hiking.
You did say through hiking. We'll watch the video
I
later.
did not.
But she was on a trail for about 2 weeks, and she was talking about how she was going to go to business school or something, and she hadn't broken up with her boyfriend, but she was going to, and one of the boys really just wanted to hike with her. That's all. Yeah,
it was basically a little bit of trail drama and a little trail romance. The guys were mad because he wanted to hike with her, and they got together to do the hike together, and
it was kind of actually annoying because we had come from we knew each other before the trail. We were getting married. We are an actual couple, and they were like comparing the boy of the couple. The girl wasn't into it. Well, she pretended to be. And nonetheless, the boy of the couple was trying to compare them to us, and it was really annoying because it was really annoying. But whatever. Who cares?
Trail drama. You're going to find trail drama, and for us on the trail, it was easy to ignore it. And I think that may be why we were so successful on the trail. People get caught up in that. Things that just really don't matter to you. As long as you're out there hiking and having a good time, it doesn't matter what other people are doing.
Andrew McRae says, cool. But Charles Chuckwagon says, totally hypothetical. I'm lonely. How possible is it to find Mrs. Right on the trail? He wants to pink blaze everyone and live happily ever after.
That's what they call that.
Are there any... Whoa.
What happened?
We got another comment, so it's going down. It's going down. Go up. Great. Are there any stories of couples having met while hiking solo or with separate groups? So I actually just saw online the other day, someone I knew was friends with a girl who just finished the trail, and she had met a boy, in like their first week on the trail, and they hiked the whole thing together, and now they're together. Currently their status is just boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know where that's going to go. There are other people that go out there for that same reason. I wouldn't count on it, but I wouldn't say it's impossible by any means.
I would say it goes for more than just finding someone on the trail. It's more just general way of approaching the Appalachian Trail. I would go there with no expectations. Expectations will just ruin your trip. The AT will be an amazing thing. Hiking the AT, whether you do the whole thing, whether you hike 20 miles of it, whether you just getting out on the trail is an amazing experience, especially through hiking. But you can ruin it for yourself having expectations. If you go on the trail looking or hoping that you're going to find Mrs. Right out on the trail, it may lead you to make decisions that you wouldn't normally make. I would say go on the trail expecting to just to hike and to not, I guess not to have any expectations is the main thing. And actually, my brother was one of the people that told me that before we left. Don't have any expectations, and it's just the best way to approach it. Yeah, that's my advice.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Were you both always into hiking, camping, backpacking, or did you find your love of the trail together? I always liked camping with my family, although we didn't do it often. I always liked sleeping outside in my parents' backyard, although I didn't do that very often. But I loved the idea of it. And then this buffoon here took me up to the Adirondacks one year, and I climbed a mountain, and it was cold and rainy, and you couldn't see anything from the top. We were inside of a cloud. Nate likes to say I had a booger hanging out of my nose. And I said, I love this. Mm-hmm. So, there you go. Nathan was into it from childhood because he's a freak.
I grew up spending time in the woods, and I always will, and I've always loved being adventurous and outdoorsy and doing things outside. So for me, I can't remember. I was a young teenager when I heard about the Appalachian Trail, and I'd wanted to do it ever since. It took me a long time to get there, but I had to drag Sharon along with me. But
yeah, right.
I would say I had a love for it beforehand, and Sharon got into hiking before we got on the trail. But when we hit the trail, we both knew what we were getting into.
Cheryl Ridgway. We have enjoyed your videos so much. Please keep them coming. Will do. They are informative, and we just can't help but smile when our family watches them. That's great to hear. That's why
awesome.
we do it.
That is absolutely why I do it. I can't tell you how great it is to get comments like that on videos and stuff, because really we didn't expect to do the videos for a YouTube channel. We were doing it for our family when we left. I had watched some documentaries or people documenting their thru hikes. I watched some of Redbeard's hike, but he was pretty much the only one I watched beforehand, and I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. But it really wasn't that popular to document your thru hike. That was one of the first years, and now it's very, very popular to do. I mean, it seems like this last year there's been so many people that are documenting their thru hikes, but that wasn't my intent at the beginning. And then that wasn't my intention. But then after people started watching them and the support that we got from people and the feedback, I'm addicted to it now. I'm addicted to making videos and talking to people about different things and having people comment, and the interaction between us and you guys is just, it's so much fun. And then I find so many times Sharon is so tired of hearing me talk about new video ideas. So it may not be a thru hike, but you can guarantee I'm going to continue making videos. Okay, am I going down?
You're going down. Hello.
I didn't do that.
How is everything, my Viking friends?
Everything is fantastic, except for the stream.
Yeah, the stream quality, sorry.
Choppy stream. But other than that, everything is very good. And hopefully people are able to still watch this stream. We'll have to see. If this turns out okay and people say, hey, that was still fun, guys, do it again, we will try to do another stream again. But if people say, with the internet, we really couldn't understand, it may be something where we can't just...
Then maybe we would... It stings because it wouldn't be able to be interactive, but, send us your questions, and every month we'll record a video of us answering questions.
And that may work as well, too. We could do a monthly Q&A where you guys can send us questions and we'll answer them in the videos. But I like the live part of it. It's fun.
C. Hughes, I would love to join for a JMT hike in 2017. I'm going to aim to do it myself anyway. So if you and Lucky change your mind, I would love to know.
Now so if Lucky doesn't want to hike with me, Chris will hike with me.
Wonderful. Thanks, Chris. I'm just kidding.
You missed one.
It wasn't a question, so I skipped it because we have more comments below.
Oh, I see. I saw the Pox and Puss podcast, and I've listened to them.
They said thank you for mentioning them.
Who said that?
Drew Morris. Okay, I skipped that comment because it was just a very nice comment, but it wasn't a question. To save us time, even though I read it, I do read all of them, and now you just made it waste more time. Not waste time, just take time.
Okay.
Go down. Can you do a video review on your shelf? Go down. This is from our Canadian friend. Can you do a video review on your shelf, please? Maybe.
On our shelf?
The one
on
behind
that?
us. Yeah.
Oh. I guess we could just go through the whole shelf.
Yeah.
It would take a long time. We would be able to do a video talking about everything that we have up there, but we wouldn't be able to review everything because it would take forever. I talk so much that the video would be a week long.
That's probably too short. What made you do the new Awesome Homestead and Blackberry videos? It was a great idea. He was just like, you know what?
I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
I was looking for, and I've got a lot of different ideas. I have always thought about...
It says, I agree, the video was all broken up for the shelf review. So maybe they just want us to talk about our shelf again. But anyway, talk about your homestead and then we'll talk about the shelf.
Okay. Well, I don't think they can go back and listen to the shelf part if they need to. But the idea behind the homesteading, like I said just a little bit ago, with making videos, I've found such a love for doing it that, and I have so many, I find people say they're strange hobbies, but I've got so many hobbies that I'd like to share with people, because not only do maybe I know something that can help somebody else out, but through the comments, you guys help me so much when it comes to giving me ideas that I didn't know about, or telling me things that help me out. So when it came to, you know, this winter doing or beer brewing videos, and Adrian, you've talked about beekeeping. I've been a beekeeper since I was 12 years old. I'd like to do a whole series on beekeeping. When it comes to like the blackberries and stuff like that, it was just something that I was doing, and I like to make videos. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try to make. There's things that I've recorded that I probably will never end up putting the video up there because it just didn't work out. But I recorded it anyways. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try to record it and see if I can make a fun video out of it.
Okay, as far as the shelf review goes, we've got our packs hanging on the bottom. Then we have a shelf for things like all of our cooking gear and sleeping pads. And then more hanging stuff, like we have dry sacks full of gloves and dry sacks full of blaze orange things, because living in Pennsylvania, we need that at certain times of year. Hats. And then on top we have little crates full of, you know, first aid kit, lights and headlamps, chamois. The box up there is full of all of our water purification. We've got Sawyers, we've got Life straws. That's just how we felt like organizing it. So that's how we did. I just found your channel about a week ago and it's great. I've been binge watching back from your first videos. That's awesome.
Don't watch back too far. There's some old woodworking videos and stuff that are pretty. It was before we even hit the trail, but yeah, that is great. Go ahead, get caught up, and there should still be plenty more videos coming. I think that I would like to get into that. I found that I don't have enough time to actually put the videos out quick enough because we're so busy right now with, you know, getting the house ready for winter and just getting enough firewood cut and fixing the holes in the wall and putting a floor in where there's no floor, that I find it hard to actually keep up with the video editing. And as you can see, our internet is pretty poor out here. To upload a video sometimes takes me a couple days. So if you guys are ever wondering, like, why is there not new videos coming out? That has something to do with it. In this winter, the videos I may actually have to catch up on some videos this winter. So there you have that.
Burning beard. So if Sharon hated hiking, would you still be with her, or would you be pink blazing?
You know something? I don't know if I would hike the AT if Sharon wouldn't have said that she would go. It's thanks to her that I actually... What?
I said good answer.
Well, it's the truth. I've been talking about hiking the AT for 15 years. And I had a lot of options.
And he mentioned it to me, and 15 months later we were on the trail.
There you go. But I had a lot of different options in life where, yeah, I quit my job to go on the AT, but I could have done that at any point in time. And if it wasn't for her kick to say, hey, let's actually, you talk about it, let's actually go do that, I may never have even stepped foot on the AT. I may have just kept it as my little dream thing that I would eventually go do someday, and maybe it would have never happened. So as far as that goes, if it wouldn't have been for Sharon, I wouldn't have been pink blazing because I wouldn't have even been on the trail.
Adrian Redgewell. I'm losing it.
I'm going losing it.
Before I go, I would like to say that both of you have the best YouTube. Thank you. I take all the credit. And it is the standard for everyone to follow. Charlie Wood. Charles. He wants to know,
How is Eddie?
Eddie's doing great. We just actually corresponded with her father, the Badge, the other day.
The Badge!
She is kind of working at she's the head for the wilderness department of a summer camp for kids.
Mm-hmm.
She's finishing up her education to be a wilderness therapist.
That was always her goal, was to do wilderness therapy. And we don't know. I mean, we don't keep in touch really good. It's more just like an email here or there, or a message here or there. But there is there's talk about a group getting together in the end of October, right?
Sometime in October.
Yeah, I think we're thinking about making a trip down south in October to visit Eddie and to go see Lucky again, and maybe even to do some hiking. So that's exciting. So we'll be able to catch up and see how Eddie's been.
Trailbound. Would you consider having a YouTube fan day to help on maintenance on your section of the North Country Trail? Funny, we were just hiking 2 days ago and we talked about having a meetup. And maybe.
That's something that we can definitely talk about. It would be cool. And even we're going down south to visit friends. Maybe do a meetup on the AT while we're down there. Yeah, I don't know. That would definitely be something that could be in the future. Is for us to schedule a meetup or like a group hike. Go hiking with the Vikings or something like that. It would be a lot of fun.
Hey y'all, hike with Mike. Hey Yinzers. Curtis Jones. I'll be through hiking 2017 thanks to you guys. Your videos have got me into doing it, and I can't wait. Only it's funny because you put an I won't wait. Well, you put an I won't wait, and it makes me think of a vampire. So maybe your trail name will be Vampire.
I
or
want
Dracula.
to hike your trail.
JSP Wayne, a.k.a. Jeremy. Do you
follow... Let's stop. We're going to stay with Kurt Jones because, tell you what, this guy's been commenting on all of the videos and supporting the channel. And I want to say, way to go, guy. Go out there and get it. It's great to hear people that say, I never thought in a million years that someone would say, hey, you've inspired me to go do this. Like, I didn't think I would be an inspiration to anybody. Because
he's a loser.
Hey.
Whoa, I'm just kidding. That was mean.
That was super. She is way past her bedtime right now.
It's way true.
But it's so great to hear that. I don't know. It's great. I don't know how to explain it. So thank you for being a great viewer.
You're a really great viewer. I want to take your trail. Do you follow the Warrior Expedition groups? It's been a great organization helping veterans.
Oh, no.
He's okay.
Oh, that was your hand?
That was him.
Oh,
it's okay, buddy boy. It's okay.
She didn't do it on purpose. You just filmed yourself being a child abuser.
He leaned back. Okay. No, we don't follow the Warrior Expedition. I bet it would be a wonderful thing.
Oh, buddy.
That was the first time he's ever, got
bumped
hurt.
his head.
Yeah.
We got it on film.
You're okay.
That was his Viking war cry. All right, so what's more about the Warrior Expedition?
We don't follow them.
Oh yeah, that's the same one that the real Hiking Viking.
Yeah, that's where he got his start.
So that's definitely something to look into.
He's okay.
Okay, so Adding to what Adrian said, thank you for having wonderful, positive personalities. Very inspirational. Keeping me exciting for future plans. Well, great. You're welcome.
Time your JMT with my tea in 2020, pretty please.
I tell you what, Adrian, before this life is over, we are going to go hiking together. I just know it.
You went the wrong direction.
It's going to happen.
Do you ever plan to do any home brewing videos? This winter, he's going to get back into that.
Absolutely.
Too many house projects at the time for him to take time brewing, unfortunately.
And right now, the brewery has turned into a little bit of a storage unit for all of the junk and garbage that's been laying around. But this winter, when I get a little bit more time, the brewery's going to get cleaned out, and I plan on doing a home brewing series. Give me some ideas for how I should run that. Should it be like how to home brew or different recipes, or like, I don't know how I want to organize it yet. And like starting from scratch. I mean, because the brewery that we have, we started from scratch 6 or 7 years ago, and we've really grown to where the equipment that we use now is not typical to someone that's going to be home brewing. You know, should I start on the stovetop and how to brew beer from your kitchen? Or, you know, I guess I haven't decided exactly how I want to do that yet. Would love the beekeeping series. For sure, that is definitely coming. I have bees still, but they're at a friend's house. While we went on the AT, I moved him to his place to have him watch the bees. And since we've been back, we've been having bear around the house. So I've left the bees there. But next spring, I'm going to be building an electric fence to keep the bear away. And we'll be getting bees back.
Editing is so time consuming. People don't realize that. Kurt says thanks. Adrian says, I'm behind 5 videos now that life is busy.
I tell you, and people don't think about the time involved in editing video. There are videos that I've probably got close to 8 hours in editing and uploading. For one thing, it's internet speed, and my computer is a complete piece of crap. So a lot of that's to do with technical issues, but there's definitely a lot of time that goes into editing videos. Hiking with the Vikings.
This is Chuck Wagon. I'm in North Carolina and would totally drive to kick a trail butt with you.
Kick a trail's butt with you.
Oh, sorry. Except I'm in Canada at the moment. Wait till I get home.
Oh,
Hiking with the Vikings should totally happen, or should happen. Great idea.
This is this will be in October. We'll keep everybody in the loop when it comes to that trip when we go down south, or if we do one here.
Go down. Is this it?
Yeah.
We did.
We did. We've caught up, it's crazy how this normally works out. It's normally pretty close to 2 hours when we catch up with the end of the questions. I'm really worried that this live stream is not going to turn out very good because of our internet. So you guys will just have to let us know what you think and whether we should continue doing it. Now we're getting more questions.
Oh yeah, hiking with the Vikings with the barbecue. And a prize contest.
Should have a great idea. With a barbecue and a prize contest.
Here's
sure.
Kevin Swilly. I'm just not sure how to say your last name.
Swilly.
Sure. It does have 2 L's. With your welding and metalworking skills, you could really build a great home brewery. He has. I already have. You'll have to see it. The home brewery is already built. I have it's a 10-gallon. It's similar to I think they call it a Brutus 10 system, but I use 3 kegs or half barrels, and I've cut the tops out, and those are my 3 kettles that I use, and I use pumps to pump the liquids back and forth. And I'd have to explain the whole thing, but yeah, it's already been built. Adrian says, anyway, have to log off now. Have a great weekend, LOL,
See ya, Adrian, Now, why doesn't he spell it with just the letter A?
I know. I don't get why he says EH, because
that's more like
say But it must be a Canadian thing, eh?
It must be a Canadian thing. Canadian, eh?
If Hiking with the Vikings ever comes to the Pacific Northwest, let me know.
We will.
That'd be a fun
This
trip.
actually sounds like it could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Hiking with the Vikings. We'll do it. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the end of the questions. So this is your last chance to throw a question into the comments, and we're going to stop the live stream. It's been a lot of fun. It always is fun getting on here and doing these live streams, but we'll have to see how the video turns out, and just let us know, like I said, what you guys think about the quality. This is the best quality we're going to be able to get with the internet service that we have.
Can't get better internet out here.
I actually called today and talked to Verizon. We live so far in the boonies that this is the only internet, or the best internet that we can get where we live. They do not offer any kind of upgrades no matter how much money we spend. So,
and there's no other companies in this area except for, I guess, satellite internet. But
it's A, not A. Lol, A. I'm confused.
A, not
A,
not A.
A.
Maybe we should ask Red Feather. Hey, do you know Clara Hughes? We do.
Yeah, that's another thing, Adrian. I don't know if you realize, but and you probably did realize because you're from Canada, that Clara Hughes thru-hiked the AT last year. Clara Hughes is the Olympian. And we actually got a chance to hike with Clara. We didn't know her as Clara Hughes. We knew her as Red Feather.
It wasn't until, we were long separated because she was getting off the trail to, now we know, do, like, celebrity things.
She's totes famous.
Yeah. And we were in Maine, and she was probably 100 or so miles behind us, and there was a group of, like, Canadian Boy Scouts, and they were like, hey, do you know Clara Hughes? That was their accent. And we said, heck no, brothers! And they said,
do you know Clara Hughes, eh?
Yes.
Is that good?
Yes.
Oh.
But then we found out that was our Red Feather, was Miss Clara Hughes. And we had to, like, Google Clara Hughes. Folks, I must sign off. Promise my lady I'd chat on Skype with her tonight since I'm
out of town.
Understandable. So I have to be a good guy boyfriend. That's a good thing.
It is.
This has been so much fun. Thank you for spending time with us. Wait a second, though.
He's the lonely guy.
Yeah, he's the pink blazer. What?
I got you, dog. Yeah. Fist bump. Okay, well, that's going to do it.
No. How many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Roll to see pop? Tootsie Pop.
Tootsie Pop.
How many licks? I actually did it once when I was a little girl, and I think it was like 128. Got college class early, signing off. College has started already. Wait a second. JSP Wayne, why did I think he was... Wow, I pictured you as an older person. Interesting. Now I know you're a college student. Maybe you're the professor.
I'm confused.
Don't worry about it. Keep up the great work, he says.
Okay. Well, that is going to do it for this live stream. Let us know if we should do another one and
or
if the stream worked out well.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, we're done. Someone's got to go to bed. And it's me.
Yeah, it is definitely her. All right. Signing off. Thanks, guys, for watching. And we will see you later on down the trail.
And remember, keep it between the blazes.